Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome again to another painting tutorial. Today I'll be painting some water lily pads and I'm just so excited because this is one of my most favorite subjects, meaning I can paint this forever apart from seascapes or waterscapes, landscapes, and flowers. I think all the paintings that I'm doing are the paintings that I actually want. So basically, I can paint them forever, meaning I like them so much. But I think water lily pads, I can paint this whatever my mood is, which makes it like one of the top most favorites of mine. Okay, so the colors will be listed in the description box below as always. You can refer to them. I'm not going to say any brand. You can use any brand that you want. And as you can see here, my canvas paper is already like taped on the sides. This is just for purposes of making my painting look more neat. Okay, I don't normally use this. My previous video already had this one, and I thought, why not just have it for my next or for my subsequent paintings. So again, the colors that I'll be mentioning will be listed in the description box below. So we have titanium white, okay, titanium white, primary yellow, burnt sienna, and a little bit of violet and black, of course. So we are going to use only a few colors today. And yeah, let's begin now. I'm so excited to do this one because, uh, since I love this subject, I'm not really intimidated by this subject. Okay, so let me get first my black color. We're going to start to underpaint first to do the background of this painting. And a little bit of white because we're going to do a little bit of gradient effect on the water, meaning from black to white. Oh, no, from black to gray. Sorry about that. Okay, so I'm going to use a fairly huge brush. I'm going to use this 1-inch flat brush. And I'm just going to wet it. And I'm going to start using black, okay, right here. You can wet your material. By the way, the size of my canvas paper is 11 by 14. You can wet your material prior to painting on it so that it remains moist and easy to paint on. Okay. And my canvas paper, as I keep mentioning in my videos recently, is very absorbent. So I keep on layering on top of my initial underpainting. By the way, I would like to share with you, it's not really painting related, but during my workout early this morning, yeah, it was actually late and it was actually afternoon already, lunchtime. I went to the gym and I accidentally, I accidentally hit my foot, my right foot. I was re-racking my plates, the barbell, the plates that you place on the barbell. It was just a 5-pound plate, but it hit my right foot. It really, really was painful, but fortunately, nothing really bad happened. It was just painful because I'm quite sensitive to pain. So now I applied some camphor or menthol to it, and I also took some Advil just to ease the pain. Just to let you know. Okay, I'm gonna gray down the top uh, portion of this one. As I told you, we will be doing some gradient. Okay. Okay, again, just black and gray, but then the topmost portion of this will be more gray on the gray side. And also, if you notice, I'm painting in a horizontal direction. I'm not doing any vertical direction at the moment, simply because we are doing waters. And while we are not going to paint any moving water today, because it's just a simple pond where the water lily pads are, are, what do you call that? Floating, okay? Still, we want to make sure that it's a quiet water. Okay, just to make everything quite nice and neat. So I'm painting over the tape so that no areas will be missed. And again, I'm gonna grade this area. You want to make sure that this area is more gray. I'm gonna apply more white. It's not really, my black paint is absolutely black, so it's really strong. So when I apply it or when I mix it with white, it seems like it does not really um, appear to be gray as I want to. Right. When we remove the tape, it will look more neat, but for now, let's just allow it to serve as the margins. Okay. I would like to allow this first to dry, but since I'm chasing time as well, I'm gonna start sketching the leaves, the water lily pads on this a little bit wet canvas paper. But this area down here is already dry. I can definitely paint something over it without smudging. So for the sketch, I'm just going to use a small brush and I'll be using my green. I forgot that I'll be using green. Oh my God. We are painting some green lily pads and I forgot that I'll be using green. Why? What is wrong with me today? I mean, during my workout, I hit myself with a 5-pound plate. It was a not usual of me to experience that because I'm very careful inside the gym. But this, I mean, today I felt like I was a little bit on the clumsy side. Oh no, it's not me really. So I tried to focus more today because of what happened. I just didn't like it. Okay, so let's start creating some water lily pads. And I'm gonna start right here on the left side. Okay, I hope you can see that. I'm gonna use a little bit, okay, I'm gonna use white instead of green so that you can see it against this dark background. It's like a heart. Okay. And I'm applying it quite gently, simply because the paint is still wet and we don't want to redo the underpainting. Okay, I'm gonna touch on this, on this area that is really, really wet, but I'm fine with it. Okay, we're gonna draw a heart. That's why I really like water lily pads. They are shaped like hearts. Okay, like that. I love it. And I'm gonna create another heart right here. Tiny heart. Mhm, like that. And maybe we don't want to miss, the corners. And yesterday when I did my painting tutorial, I forgot to remove the tape on video. So today I will not forget that because look at the size that we have here. It's all messy. So we want to see the clean version of it by removing the tape or by showing you how I'm going to remove the tape. Okay, a little bit of tiny, tiny, what do you call that? Um, Water lily pads. I love water lily pads. I don't know why. There's just something to them. There's just something about them that I really, really like. And I think it's about how simple they are. They're just there. They're so simple and they're not really, what do you call this? They're not really attached to the ground, which makes them quite free. They can move and they're still alive. I like that. And I'm gonna make some water lily pads that is like peeping right here. Okay, a little bit of tiny lily pads over there, just to fill in the space. And we're going to create some, like, the, the branches. Is that branches? The what do you call that? The stem, sorry, not the branches. The stem. Okay. Underwater. We're gonna blur some areas later to suggest underwater effect. Okay. Or to get that water effect, not just to suggest, but to actually do it. Okay. So basically this will be it. I'm gonna add just to close this gap. All right, like this. So the main focus is actually this part. And I'm just so excited because I just love water lilies. Okay, so you see, we use that time, while waiting for the underpainting to dry. Now we can definitely paint over the area. I'm gonna use my 14-inch flat brush, and I'm gonna get my green and black just to tone down the greenness. We don't need a bright green at the moment. I might add a little bit of burnt sienna just to tone down. Instead of using black, I can use burnt sienna in toning down the color. And we will be using the burnt sienna color as well to add some markings on the leaves so that they appear more natural. And I'm gonna go, okay, I hope you can see that against the black canvas. So I'm just gonna go and paint it. Underpaint it. I might use a little bit of blue color later, but that would be later. It will depend on how I see it. Okay, a little bit of adjustment right there. Okay, just like that. So we underpainted already one. Okay, I'm gonna make this leaf a little bigger. Okay, like that. Same, just green and brown. Let's proceed with this one. Or let's proceed to painting this one. Gonna add a little bit of white because I can't see the green color. Okay. Okay, you can go in different directions. This is just the initial stage of the underpainting process. We're still in the underpainting process. We're not yet into detailing. You see, my painting or my underpainting is still wet. I can you will see, or you can see now, the mixing of black. But just keep going, because acrylics dry pretty quickly unless you're using a retarder, which I don't do. Okay, I don't do that. Right. Okay, I'm just gonna wait for this to dry so that I can layer over it properly. And again, I'm just gonna use my green and brown just to color this area. The bottom portion is quite dry because we started here. That's why. Remember, I have my margin here, so I'm just gonna paint along the margin area. Okay, maybe here. This is already dry. I can paint over this area. We will do some overlapping leaves. Okay, like that. Also here. Again, this is very, very preliminary. Nothing here is the actual color that we want. Just color every SketchUp leaf that we did. Right here, quite repetitive, I must say. But this is what I like about water lilies. Or sorry, lily pads. While they are repetitive, look none of them looks exactly the same as any other. Meaning each leaf, each pad is different, unique. Okay. All right, just under paint. And we're gonna go back to detailing it now. All right. So we're gonna go back to this area. Okay, sorry guys, I forgot to mention that I'll be using a little bit of blue. So you get your primary blue because we're gonna add a little bit of blue to it. Not because the leaf is blue, but because of the light effect. So I'm gonna mix my blue with my green, existing green. So it's like blue, greenish color. Add a little bit of brown so that we tone down the color and add a little bit of white. So it's more of a turquoise color. Okay, again, brown just to tone down, blue, and white to make the color more visible. And we're gonna go back to this area. Yeah, I guess more white and blue. Like this. And I'm gonna start applying this color along the edge. Okay, like that. Okay, I'm gonna dab onto my white. I'm gonna create some, those tiny like veins. I'm gonna start doing some of that. Okay, I'm gonna use my hand because I love finger painting. And I'm gonna start creating some rough edges because we're painting nature, so it should look natural. Okay. Again, I'm gonna color more blue. Okay, more blue this side. Okay, and then white. I'm not really washing my brush because we want to see still the colors that we used to be there. So I'm gonna go around the edges. Okay. I can actually change brush. Now I'm gonna go around the edge of this leaf. Try to make the edge look more natural by not doing a perfect line or perfect curves. You don't want to do that for this type of painting. The more crooked the line is, the more natural it is. So I'm gonna apply this white color just along the edge. Okay, like that. this. And let's create. Actually, I can actually use now a smaller brush, but I'm a little bit lazy. I don't want to use another brush. Okay, I'm just gonna use a small brush so that I don't waste time on going back to it every single time just because I'm lazy. I think I applied my black so thickly right here. That's why the paint's still wet. Okay. Let's draw. Okay, like that. And I'm gonna get my yellow. And I'm gonna mix it with the green color. And I want to create some yellow green color right here. I'm gonna add a little bit of brown because you know me, I just love it when there's some sort of brown color. It makes the leaf more natural looking. Okay. If you want to know if you want to know what stage we're in already, we're still in the preliminary stage. I'm gonna use some brownie colors right here to make the leaf look more natural. Okay, I'm gonna dab onto my white, and as you can notice, I'm not really using I'm not really washing my brush. As I keep on saying, I'm not really washing my brush. So I suggest that you do not wash your brush unless, of course, it's really, really muddy that you cannot apply a color without um, contaminating it with another color. So I'm going to somehow dry brush right here. And, you know, dry brushing is quite good when we do this type of painting because it creates that pattern that we would not normally achieve if we are just using the normal brushing technique. Okay. I'm going to try to touch on this area while it's still wet. Mm. Ooh, the sun is shining. You know, earlier I felt that there was some sort of storm coming. I'm just going to sit properly because, as I told you, I hit my foot earlier. So I'm just going to try to sit properly. Right. Okay, let's go back to this area later. It's just too wet. I cannot. I'm going to dab onto my yellow green. And I'm going to start creating some lines. Okay. I'm gonna dab onto my white without washing my brush so that other colors are still there. All right, I don't want to keep repeating myself to not wash my brush. I'm just going to tell you if I'm going to wash my brush, okay? So if I'm not saying that I'm washing my brush now, it means that I'm using my brush with other colors in it. Okay, dabbing onto my yellow green again. Just to apply some more little details. Okay, I'm gonna use this yellow green as well. I'm gonna mix it with brown to color this area. Okay. Again, yellow green plus brown. Right, like that. Okay, I'm gonna dab onto my white. And also, by the way, I keep on jumping from one area to another simply because when I get tired over working on one thing, I just switch to another. That's just me. Okay, so if you don't like that, um, well, I'm like that. I'm gonna use yellow to highlight the sides or the edge of that leaf. I'm gonna go back to using yellow right here. Okay. And around this plant as well. Oh, no, sorry. Around this leaf as well. Like that. Just the bottom area. Okay. And just to add some interest, I'm gonna add a little bit of markings. Okay, like this. Markings, like that. I'm gonna get white. All right, and also here. Mm, okay, like that. And some white. Okay. And then some yellow green just along the edge of this one. And I'm gonna use my fingers. I'm gonna mix it with brown since I kind of want to have that natural look. And some dabs of browns and yellows here and there just to add interest to this. Okay, I'm gonna add my black, a little bit of dot black. And I'm gonna do some markings. Like that. And while we're at it, I'm gonna use my black to, okay, I'm gonna water it down a bit, and I'm gonna color this area to give it some sort of dimension, like shadowing. You will see some overlapping leaves, as I told you. So this will suggest that. Okay. And I'm gonna go around this area. so that I separate it from this leaf. Okay, like that. And you can use a finer brush. Gonna go around just to separate it. And like that. Also this. By separating it, you suggest overlap. Okay, a space between. Here we go. Here we go again. Just like that. Okay, I'm gonna use a smaller brush. I'm gonna get my white. Let's create some highlight. Ooh. Yeah, like that. Okay, right here. I'm gonna add tiny bit of brown so that it's nice and natural looking. Okay, I can hear some dogs barking. Okay, like that. And then I'm gonna switch to my black. Okay. And I'm gonna darken this area. And this part. This part. Okay, like that. I'm gonna add a little bit of dark color right there. I'm gonna dab onto my green, back to green. Let's just make this area more visible. I think I darken it too much. It's just a shadow. It should be a shadow, but I darken it when I use the glazing, when I glaze it with black. Okay, like that. Okay, and then let's create some more markings. And like this. Just dry brush along this area. Hopefully this side is already clean. I mean, already dry. It's just, it's just wet. That's all I can say. It's super wet that even if I apply colors to it, just grabs the black. Okay, like that. And I'm gonna get my black. Okay. This middle part, I'm gonna apply some black. Okay, okay, like that. And then I'm gonna dab onto my brown and yellow. Let's just color this area. Some brown and yellow. Okay, and then some dark brown down here to give it natural look. Like that. Okay, a little bit of dark color so that it's more natural looking. Like that. Okay, then I'm gonna go back to that later. Let's proceed to doing some more detail. I'm gonna get my turquoise. Remember the color? So I'm gonna get that and turquoise mixed with brown. So I'm just gonna apply that right here. Okay, just dry brush along the edge. Remove that. And also right here, since we're already at it, let's continue. I accidentally dab onto my black, and you know how strong my black paint is. I need more white. Like that. And like that. And I'm gonna dry brush right here to suggest some light. I'm gonna get my brown and green just to suggest more naturalism on the leaf or on the water lily pad. I'm gonna get some dark green. So I'm gonna mix my green with black and I'm gonna start creating some dark markings. Like that. I'm gonna apply some dark markings here as well. Right. Some dark greens right here. Okay. And also on this leaf, on this lily pad. Like that. And I'm gonna use a really small brush. I'm gonna dab onto my white. And then let's create some more detailing. Right there. And some markings. And then white here for highlights. Okay. Like that. Yeah. I'm gonna dab onto my yellow. To highlight this. And since I'm not really washing my brush, the white is still there. I'm gonna get my black and white to create some gray color. And I'm gonna add a little bit of like underwater leaf going on right there. I'm gonna color it this way. Okay, I'm gonna allow that first to dry before I go back. Okay, I'm gonna get my black. I'm gonna darken this area. That which separates this stem from the other stem underwater. Simply glaze it to make it look like, it's underwater, like that. Glaze it. Okay, and then some white. White and yellow. Right here. Because this area is surfacing, so it should be more clear. And I'm gonna use the same white and yellow. I'm gonna mix it with brown just to apply or just to create some, tiny lily pads going on down here, hiding. Okay, again, we will do the detailing later. Let's just wait for the paint to dry. We will go back to this area later. Okay. Now using gray color and add a little bit of brown. I'm gonna add some suggestion of underwater stems going on like that. I'm gonna add tiny hint of browns here and there on the stems. And like this. Now I'm gonna use an old brush. This is the time when I really like to use my old brushes because they create some patterns that uh, I don't really get when I just use my normal brush. So this one has been with me since 2017. So I'm just gonna use this one to create some patterns on the leaf. Okay, so I'm gonna use it dry. I'm gonna dab onto my white. I'm gonna remove the excess water. Maybe not white. I'm gonna add tiny bit of black so that it's gray, okay, but not too gray. Okay, we don't want too gray here. And I'm gonna remove the excess water by tapping it on my towel. And I'm gonna make some markings. Okay, so these markings will make it look more natural. Okay, slightly touching it. Remember, we're not using water here. It's just dry brushing. You can even hear the brush against my paper. It's really dry and rough, and we want that. That's what we want. I'm gonna scrub. Okay, you can call that scrubbing as well. Right here, and maybe right here as well, just to give it more light. Right here. Okay, I'm gonna use the same technique using my yellow this time. So using my yellow, I'm just gonna create some patterns. Like that. Okay. See that? You see the effect that it creates. It's very nice. I'm gonna apply right here and right here. A little bit here. It's not too much, but we kind of want it there. Okay, now I'm gonna dab onto my green and brown. Remember, we want the green to be toned down. And I'm just gonna do some light taps on my what do you call this? Water lily pads. Okay, now let's go back to using our ordinary brush. Gonna get my black. And I'm gonna darken some areas already. I'm gonna darken some areas. Okay, like that. And now I'm gonna use black. Remember this area to darken this part. I'm gonna dab onto my white to get some light gray, but not too light. Just enough to outline this area. Scrub a bit. Okay, and also here. I'm gonna dab onto my white. Like that. Okay. And then I'm gonna use my black to go back and outline this area. And we're gonna gray some areas as well. Like this area. My black color is so strong. I'm gonna get some browny colors. And right here, some browns. And just to make it look more natural. And again, some hints of browns. And also here. Don't forget, I suggest that you don't forget using browns when you're painting nature, unless you want a perfect scenery. But me, I really like it when there's some sort of life and death in a natural painting. I don't want to sound morbid or anything, but just completes the whole thing, right? Okay. Let me know if you don't like that comment or suggestion, but it's just a suggestion. Okay, I'm gonna apply a little bit of yellow green colors just to make it more lively, just to give this painting more life. Okay, I'm gonna apply hint of yellow and white. And let's dry brush over here. Okay, I'm gonna use some more white just to lighten things up right here. Okay, right here as well. And while we underpainted it green, you might be asking, why are you painting it over with white if we painted it green? The purpose of that is to underpaint it. Underpainting are supposed to be under, That's why the only purpose is to give it some tones and to give it some depth. We did not do it to waste paints. It definitely has a purpose. Okay, I'm gonna get my white. Pure white, I'm just gonna go around the edge of this. And remember, when we were doing the underpainting or the backgrounding, we grade this area, right? So now it's time for me to do some detailing right there. I'm gonna get my black, and right under that leaves, those leaves, I mean, I'm gonna apply some black, give it dimension. Okay. And also right here. Okay, I really love this one. Here. And let's somehow glaze this area. Okay. And also here, don't forget to apply some black around this leaf. Okay, like that. I'm going to darken this area. Make this area more dark. Mhm. Just go around the leaf. Oops. Okay, like that. Okay. Okay, let's darken this area. Let's see. Mm-hmm. I love this one. And also this, before we forget, just slightly glaze it with black so that it appears more dark. And separate it. All right, now I'm gonna use some white. Pure white. And I'm gonna go back and highlight this part. And yellow. Slight bit of yellow. Mhm. Like that. And I'm gonna get some gray color. Some gray color. I'm using gray. Slightly apply some gray color right there. Okay. I forgot this one. This brush, dry brush, okay, with some gray. Okay, right here and right here. Okay, some tiny things going on. And some more white. Like that. Okay. It's not yet dark outside, but it's cloudy. Hmm. Okay, now I'm gonna go back to using my old brush. Remember, I used my old brush. Okay. And I'm gonna apply some brown and yellow randomly because I want some sort of brown, yellow, and green uh, combining or being combined so that, yeah, like this. I'm just gonna use that to apply to the leaves so that they look more natural. Some areas I'll be tapping so that I create some patterns like that. So the more I do this, the more I create patterns that are natural looking, which I like. I'm a huge fan of that. Okay, like this. Let's go around this area. Okay, now I'm gonna use my black. And we're going to glaze over this area. We're not gonna hide it, but we're going to make it appear as if it's underwater. It's like there, but you can see it not clearly. And I'm gonna use my white and yellow just to highlight this again. I'm gonna apply more yellow. Yellow and browns. A little bit of black. Okay, just to make it more natural. Okay, and then pure white. A little bit of markings here and there. Mm, mhm. Okay, like that. All right, this is nice, right? This is absolutely nice. I'm just gonna make this area a little bit more green. It's getting dark already. Okay, and some dark greens and some yellowy colors. So it's just a good play with colors, basically. I hope you can still see it. It's too dark, I guess. I'm gonna use my black again. All right, so this is nice, really, really nice. Okay, so I'm gonna lighten, okay, just a little bit more detailing. The areas right here on top, just to make it more watery. So we're going to distribute the light right here. Okay, just like that. Very simple brush strokes, nothing too complicated. Yeah, just like that. Okay, so I'm gonna sign this now. I think I'm just gonna use whatever color that I dab on. Oh, by the way, I forgot this name. Okay, so I'm gonna get my black and green. Okay, very easy. Black and green, just to give it some sort of gradient effect. And then I'm gonna dab onto my gray and tiny bit of browns. Again, just to make everything look more natural. Okay, like that. Just a very tiny detailing. Okay. Okay, just like that. Nothing too crazy. And I'm gonna sign this now. I'm just gonna use my yellow and white so that you can see it. And I think I'm gonna sign, ooh, where? Maybe here. Okay. Okay. And we're finished. Wow. So I hope you enjoy that one. And as promised, I'm gonna remove the tape. Okay. I hope that I don't peel off the paper. And okay, so that's one. Yeah. So I'm gonna remove the paper. I'm sorry, I'm gonna remove the tape. Okay, that's two. We need two more. I hope I don't mess up. Ooh, that's really nice. Oh my gosh. Okay, and then I'm gonna remove this one as well. Very nice. Ooh, I hope I don't mess up. Don't mess up. Yay! Oh my gosh, this is so good. So I hope you enjoyed that one, and I hope you paint along with me. If you like this video, let me know in the comment section below. If you're painting along with me, let me know in the comment section below. I'm gonna link in the description box below some other painting tutorials that are related to this one. And I hope to see you in my next one, guys. Have a lovely day. Mwah. Mwah.